Now to the Middle East, where Israel says it's recovered the body of another hostage from the Gaza Strip. Ilan Weiss was killed on October the 7th, 2023, as he ran to a weapons storage room where he lived. His body was then taken to the Gaza Strip. His wife and daughter were abducted to Gaza and released in the first hostage deal. Well, Israel has stopped humanitarian pauses in fighting in Gaza City as it steps up its offensive. The pauses had been put in place to allow Palestinians to get desperately needed aid. A famine was confirmed in the area last week, where 1 million people are estimated to live. Israel said its soldiers were now operating with great force in the outskirts, and its offensive on Gaza City was in its initial stages. A local journalist captured this blast on a residential area in northern Gaza. The Palestinian news agency says 30 people have been killed by Israeli airstrikes in Gaza since dawn. Our Middle East correspondent Yolande is in Jerusalem. Yolande, two developments on both the hostage front and on what's going on Gaza City. Can you just bring us up to date?
So first of all, the discovery of the body of Ilan Weiss. He was 56 years old, the head of the security squad in his kibbutz when he was killed in those Hamas-led attacks on the 7th of October 2023. The Israeli military is also saying that it has findings related to the remains of another hostage retrieved from Gaza, and that an identification process is going on. Prior to this, there were 50 hostages believed held in Gaza, 20 of whom thought still to be alive. The Hostages and Missing Families Forum did come out with a statement about the remains of Ilan Weiss being brought back, saying that this brought some comfort to his family after 692 days of waiting in the nightmare of uncertainty. And they also repeated their call for a ceasefire deal for Gaza that would bring back all of the remaining hostages. Now, meanwhile, in Gaza City, what we've been hearing from witnesses actually is that in the past couple of hours there have been more intense airstrikes, just initial reports coming through of that. Meanwhile, the Israeli military making this declaration that Gaza City was now a dangerous combat zone and that it was suspending these tactical pauses in fighting that were introduced about a month ago to get more aid in just for Gaza City. This all seen as being part of the preparations for a bigger operation to conquer Gaza City. The UN's humanitarian office has put out some new figures saying that since this new operation was announced, about 60,000 people have been newly displaced in the Gaza City area.
Yolande, thank you very much indeed for that. Well, I'm joined now by Salah Abdel Shafi, the ambassador of Palestine to Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, and permanent observer of the State of Palestine to the UN in Vienna. Thank you very much for your time today. We've heard news in the last hour of Israel's push further into Gaza City. Just your reaction to that initially, their decision to pause the humanitarian pauses in aid.
Well, we're seeing the same pattern since the 7th of October, massive bombing using starvation as a weapon of war. In short, this is a genocide that is continuing under the watchful eyes of the international community. There is nothing new. Since almost 2 years, the carnage is going on. As you just said, the UN declared a famine in the Gaza Strip. And if Israel continues, I'm afraid there will be nobody left. So most of the people will be displaced, killed, amputated. This is a horrible, unprecedented situation in the 21st century. The vast majority of hostages were released through a deal. So basically, killing hundreds of Palestinians to find the dead body of a hostage, this is nonsense. This has to stop.
You know, of course, that Israel is pushing for all the hostages to be released from that ceasefire proposal that was put forward, and they do deny, of course, claims and charges of genocide. There have been talks we've heard at the White House a couple of days ago. Are you hearing any progress on any potential plan that can bring this to a close?
Well, basically what was discussed in the White House is the day after. Now, the question is after what? After the Gaza Strip has been wiped out? After, Israel has completed its mission of ethnic cleansing and killing as much as possible Palestinians? So basically, what is needed today is an end to this carnage, is an end to the genocide, and there will be enough time then to discuss the day after. There is a reconstruction plan put forward by Egypt, was adopted by all Arab countries, was adopted by the Conference of Islamic States. So basically what is now urgent is stop the carnage. And the equation is very simple. Hamas is ready to release all hostages in return for a permanent ceasefire and the withdrawal of the Israeli troops from the Gaza Strip.
Okay. Salah Abdel Shafi, thank you very much indeed for your time today. Thank you.